кто связан дружбой с ВДВ. Такое братство, надежный щит, никто Россию не победит. ВДВ, с неба привет, ультрамариновый набок берет. Тельник с волной и море погон, с неба навеки десант обручен. ВДВ, сколько побед, из парашютов белый букет. Радугой мирной порядку пола, слава десанту, честь и хвала. В Центральном парке салют в Москве. Мечтают парни о ВДВ. Любым оружием владеть легко. Знамя победы главней всего. ВДВ, с неба привет, ультрамариновый набок берет.
Is it just me? Did you notice that Daily Bouquet?
Десант обручен. ВДВ, сколько побед, из парашютов белый букет. Радугой мирной порядку пола, слава десанту, честь и хвала.
Looks like Guile,
Честь и хвала.
whatever
Yeah.
that fucking guy's name was. Is this the Russian version of, like, would this be the montage for the Russian version of Top Gun?
It might be, but yeah, it's like for their army, not
В
their
горах, лесах, атаку вихрем ведет десант,
That's my best
срываясь
guess.
ливнем внезапно вниз. И только ставка по жизни жизнь. ВДВ, с неба привет, ультрамариновый набок берет. Тельник с волной и море погон, с неба навеки десант обручен. ВДВ, сколько побед, из парашютов белый букет. Радугой мирный порядку пола, слава десанту, честь и хвала. ВДВ, с неба привет, ультрамариновый набок берет. Тельник с волной и море погон, с небом навеки десант обручен. ВДВ, сколько побед, из парашютов белый букет. Радугой мирный порядку пола, слава десанту, честь и хвала. Честь и хвала.
Dirty Doug Weissman.
Well done.
Oh, it's so good.
It's like I just have to watch it over and over again. I never mind watching that. Well done.
No, it gets me every time. The theme is catchy. Like, I've had several people like message me or text me like, I got that stupid fucking Russian song stuck in my head.
Every time you call, that song pops into my head. Every time.
How Dirty Doug did his dirty deeds, I don't know. I don't know if we all want to know it all. But we all appreciate it. It's so funny.
So it's been a while.
It has been a minute. We've had some things happen, but
before we dive in, can I tell you the story of going out to Michigan?
Yes. Well, the Queen can wait. She's got nowhere else to go.
She ain't going nowhere.
She's got no place else to go.
All right, so I get off Tuesday at 3. The in-laws pick us up in their RV. And we're driving out. So the original plan is we're driving out with them with their RV, then we fly back. That's supposed to happen. Get into Detroit around 18 hours.
Okay.
So we start off at 4.
Wait, so is it what you're staying in Detroit?
Yeah, it's a suburb around Detroit. Oh, sorry. We were going to the Michigan CSU game, which is a whole nother.
I want to hear about that, but I'm wondering, like, did you have like a murder van when you went through Detroit?
No,
no,
this is like it's a primo van. This is a primo RV. Like,
well, I just wondered if you like pushed a button or something and it just like turned into murder RV, like an apocalypse rig because you're going through Detroit,
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's like on where were they on the original Lampoon's Vacation where they stole the fucking hubcaps off the station? Like
Wally World. Was that it? They were going to Wally.
They were going to Wally World, but I think it was like St. Louis or somewhere where they got their hubcaps stolen and they got like they spent the night in the little porn hotel.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's so funny. It's yeah, I think they're in St. Louis. Anyways, that's how I picture Detroit. Except I know it can't be that bad because Jake lives up there.
No, so we went to a Tigers game that was in downtown Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was insane. So we got a pizza beforehand. Detroit pizza. Oh my god, legit.
I've heard good things about it.
So we're walking up to the stadium, and there is literally no sign of life within the half mile of the stadium. Like,
really?
Literally, nobody's walking. There's not like people walking down the street. There's no bikes. There's the houses that are there are boarded up. Like it looks post-apocalyptic.
There's like not even a random like thug rig just like bumping loud hip hop.
No. There's
And
no
when
cars.
I say that as a general term. I'm not saying that they're actual criminals. It's just like, inner city. There's always like some like some car with on dubs or a lowrider or something, depending on what part of the country you're in. But there's always like some tricked out thug rig just bumping loud music randomly throughout all these.
There's always loud music. There's always loud music. I mean, who's down Federal? But yeah, it's barren, man. And then there's the stadium, and then they have the like business section way over there, like away from the. So, anyways,
Tim's chiming in. Fuck off, Tim.
Why do
look at that stupid face?
1 out of 8. Like
I know. Don't try to act like you do shit, Tim.
Yeah, you fucking. Hey, Tim, are you glad the Chargers won this weekend? Bet you are.
Oh, I forgot that Tim was a Chargers fan for a minute.
Do you think when Tim moves to Minnesota, he's becoming a Vikings fan?
It'll just be skull all the time.
You know what? He probably already has like a Darren, a Cook. What's the running back for the Minnesota?
Oh, Dalvin.
Delvin Cook probably has a Delvin Cook poster.
Fuck the Vikings, by the way.
What'd they do to you?
Well, they beat the Packers, and it fucked up all my like big money bets for the like. I had a couple. I had a parlay and a teaser that were really going good until Green Bay shit the bed. And
Aaron Rodgers shit the bed hard.
Yeah, so old man Tom Brady was the only game that saved me from losing every bet on football this weekend. The Broncos shit the bed too.
Okay. Let me get back to the story. Jesus
yes,
Christ. We go on tangent. So we're in the not murder van. And we're driving, and we get 12 miles outside of Fort Morgan, and we get a flat tire. It's a dually tire on the back. So then we drive 12 miles, like going 5 miles an hour, rolling on a flat tire into the RV station. Long story short, we change the tire. Guy from AAA comes out, tightens the bolts, all that, and he says, check it every once in a while because they come loose. I'm like, oh, great. So then we get to Ogallala, Nebraska, which if you're just driving, it's 3.5 hours. Okay, that's the distance. That's the time. And I'm in the back, and all of a sudden we hear. So he stops it. We pull out. As soon as I walk off the step, I look to my right, and the tire fell off. It split. So we're only sitting on one tire, and it's like wonky as fuck. Like, good thing it held on.
Yeah.
But it stripped the
all the studs part and everything.
Yeah, gone like flat.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So then we decide we're going to get the kids off the road. Me and Katie and the kids go to a hotel. Jill and Mike wait for somebody to pick up this giant RV. They get into town. We stay overnight. We have a plan that her dad's going to drive us halfway, and her uncle meets us halfway to drive us back to Denver to take a flight the next morning. So we take a flight the next morning, and we got there and watch CSU get the shit kicked out of them. But it was fun. It was fun.
Well, I mean, I can think of worse ways to, to have a vacation. I mean, it's not ideal, but I mean, I had
Shut up, man's man who gets kicked in the face by heifers.
She got me good. No, I had the transmission go out in Vegas in June.
Yeah, I remember
that sucked so hard. Almost sucked as hard as the Queen, I hear.
Damn.
Man. So
it's Queen Mania.
Yeah, so you sent me this little graphic of the Queen's final journey via CNN.
So can you guess whose show this is? One of our favorites.
Is it Anderson Cooper?
No, probably our most favorite.
Well, he's gone, isn't he? Brian Stelter's gone, right?
Right. Come on, our favorite.
Is it Tapper? Jake Tapper?
A man who is not afraid to go into a bar.
Oh, is this Don Lemon?
Don Lemon.
You know what? I actually halfway respect Don Lemon as a man, just for the sheer fact that he intimidated the fuck out of some dude that was trying to make a dumb joke on him. I was like, I mean, it's not really the approach I would have went with, but I mean, either way, I respect the move. I mean.
So
he didn't back down.
I sent this to Matt because I knew he finds this whole thing as ridiculous as I do.
Oh my god!
But
like
they were tracking what days the Queen was at certain places.
It's like this was. Remember when they did this for John McCain too? Like
to this extent, you think?
It wasn't near to this extent, but it was still like they made like a cross country tour with the corpse of John McCain.
Just get all politics and how you feel about this situation. Isn't it odd that Americans want to watch a dead body being transported across America?
Oh my god!
And country,
like. And I saw something where, like, I think it was Tucker Carlson was lecturing the audience about having some class because the lady just died, and like, I don't give two solid fucks about the Queen, like, not a single fuck. I don't care, and neither should you, because we haven't cared about a queen since 1776.
We were talking about it too before the show. How ridiculous is it that they're still kings and queens? Like just that, and that is the most essential, like, American thing to think that, because it's like, I thought, is this America? I thought this is America.
I just want to go back and watch that the King and Queen of Canada episode of South Park where they make fun of the royal wedding.
And as is tradition.
As she chops his hand off. As is tradition. Then they eat pudding. Or no, they jump in pudding, don't they? Or some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to smather it on each other.
Yeah. I feel like maybe that's what like the Trump rallies will eventually turn into. Dude, you remember how I told you that he was the Jerry Garcia of the political world?
No.
You don't remember me telling us? Maybe I was somebody else I was telling. I said Trump is the Jerry Garcia of the political world, because his following is like the Grateful Dead, and they just go from show to show, and he just plays the hits, man.
He's Jerry Garcia, and the opening act is fucking Fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Put that thing in the ground already. Just like,
Well, and I get, like, if I'm strictly looking from a historical, like, news point of view, yes, it should be mentioned. Probably a story on her through the years, whatever. But to have it on like 24/7,
oh my god,
in a country that does not have a king or queen, left the country because they had a king and queen. Like,
Yeah.
I almost feel dirty watching any of it.
It amazes me that people at all give a fuck about it. Like, it's funny listening. Like, I saw a couple clips on Twitter of like British people are just like, yeah, I actually don't really care that much. I think we should get rid of the monarchy. And there's somebody got arrested for saying that.
Right.
Yeah, it's man.
Sorry, I was reading the comments for dumbass Tim.
Oh yeah, Tim's an idiot.
Yeah, but obviously he's not watching anymore. So does it count if it's for it counts and if it's for 5 minutes?
I guess it'll work. Yeah, Brian, we are at the point where we have a ruling class. That's 100% true. Speaking of which, let's talk about the ruling class. Since we've missed a week or two of the Trump drama, which, I mean, I will say kudos to the Democrats. They've successfully turned the midterms into Donald Trump time.
Oh man, they have.
And that's like the absolute best thing. I mean, mix that with the whole abortion shit, and yeah, like that. Once again, just leave it up to the Republicans to take a completely unlosable situation and fuck it up somehow.
With inflation prices, what was it? They thought inflation would be 6 point something, and it was 8.9.
Yeah, and right, and yet they still somehow just like can't get out of their own goddamn way. And like, it's getting to the point with Trump where I'm just like, fuck, dude, they're probably going to indict him. And it looks like they probably have somewhat of a case, no matter how stupid it is. Because I guarantee you they weren't actual, like, high security documents or whatever. I would almost guarantee you.
It's the bomb selfies we talked about.
Right. That or it's something alluding to the whole Russiagate deal where, you know, he's got some sort of dirt on somebody. And that's probably what it is. It's like it's something that makes the FBI look bad. And yeah, I don't. What is Brian Frank said? You all wrong about one thing. Trump wasn't listening to Roman trumpets filling the cups. No doubt he had his own voice playing in the background. it's just a Trump making a trumpet sound. Just I gotta get. How did you like my Trump voice on that video though?
It was very good.
I already declassified your files just like I declassified your mom. What a bitch. So it'd just be like, this is Trump. Burn, burn.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like people. It's almost like a sound you don't know what he's actually doing, just because he wants to be, you know. Cool.
Yeah. Burn. Anyhow, so the one article that really got me was Judge Andrew Napolitano, who's a guy I respect that guy a lot. He's a solid legal mind. His like political ideology kind of, you know, philosophy lines up pretty close to mine, but as far as like a legal mind, like he's really, really good. And
I like him a lot. He's practical and fair. Like
yeah, he's an originalist Constitution thinker, and you know, meaning that he thinks words mean stuff, you know. And yeah, so he wrote an article, and I think it was like the Wall Street Journal or something, I forget. And he's been a pretty big Trump. I wouldn't say like full on supporter, but like he's had Trump's back more often than not. And he said, I don't want to write this, but he went through it like point by point by point about how just by the fact of Trump not being able to get off fucking Truth Social and post a bunch of stupid shit and rant and rave, like by doing so, he admitted that he had the documents that he claimed that his lawyers claimed that he
I
didn't
did-
have.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, and then can we talk after your point? Can we talk about the lawyers?
Yes, we'll get into all of that.
Okay.
So anyway, this is one of the more guys that I respect as far as from the legal community. I think this guy's really good. Andrew.
Also, Jonathan Turley. I think he's the best. He's just good.
Yeah, he is a pretty solid legal mind, I think as well. But anyway, he goes through it and he's like, I don't think they should prosecute him, but it's pretty obvious that they're going to.
Right.
And now he probably has a case because at the end of the day, all the presidential records, whether they're executive privilege or not, like if they're government documents, they have to go back to the archives. But you could get into the whole counterpoint about, Obama or Hillary or whatever. But like putting all that aside and just looking at Trump, like it looks like if they truly want to prosecute him for a crime, they have something there. And whether they do it or not, I think at this point Raid and Mar-a-Lago, that seemed to be like a crossing of the Rubicon. Like I don't see how you turn back from that. You can't raid the former president's private residence and then be like, oh yeah, sorry, we didn't have anything there.
I just I agree with all that, and the one thing that just makes me so nervous is like you're setting a precedent.
Mm-hmm.
Like what happens when and I won't say like if we don't know what the secret documents are, we don't know what his intent was.
Right.
Like if it was nefarious, like he was keeping dirt on people or something like that, okay. But if it's just like, I don't know. But then, Republican comes into power. If Hillary Clinton is there.
As much
or
as
stuff like that.
As much as I can't stand McConnell called this shit way back when they invoked the nuclear option on federal judges.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Republican and also fuck Mitch McConnell, because like his initial deal when Obama got into office was like, we're making him a one-term president.
Mm-hmm.
So like your official position as the de facto head of the Republican Party is that we're going to drag our feet and not even try to work with it. And that set the precedent for the whole Obama administration. And it's just, anyway. But yeah, they invoked the nuclear option on federal judges. And then, the Republicans went ahead and invoked it on Supreme Court justices. And it's only at some point the Democrats are going to do away with this filibuster, and then it's just going to be bulls on parade.
Oh, I know. That's what that's the thing that bothers me. Like, I know when I first learned about Nixon getting pardoned, when you first learned that, you're like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But then as you get older and you learn about history, like, pretty smart move by, what was it? Mr. Michigan.
Gerald Ford.
I mean, it's probably wasn't the moral thing to do, but it was the thing the country needed.
Right.
So,
yeah, I don't. Yeah. And then, so we just had the 21-year anniversary of 9/11, and you have talking head after Democratic politician after Democratic politician comparing January 6th to the 9/11 attacks, and a lot of them saying it was even worse. And you're just like, no, it fucking wasn't. It's not even in the same category. Shut the fuck up. All you're trying to do is paint your political opposition as domestic terrorists. It's exactly what they're trying to do.
Kind of along those same lines, there's some number that Democratic PACs have spent $52 million on the most MAGA candidates in each state.
Mm-hmm.
but then they go on, camera saying that they're like a threat to democracy.
Semi-fascists.
So it's just like it's crazy that, and you know what? I don't think we did this. No, I don't think I've never been a part of a campaign that did that kind of stuff. Like they attack the other opponent or something, but like it's just the most disgenuine thing. Like
Yeah.
it happened in Colorado with the governor race, and good thing the guy the Democrats didn't want to run won. But yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's like I really wish we knew what the fuck went on the like on election day. I wish we knew everything that went on. I wish we knew the whole thing behind January 6th, but we don't, and I don't think we ever will. But regardless of all that, it's once again, it's the Republicans finding a way to fuck something up unnecessarily.
They're good at it.
Yeah, and Trump is he's the king, god, emperor of doing that. Like how that dude has a leg left to stand on after shooting himself in the foot so many fucking times, I don't know.
Well, they did build the golden calf.
They did. Yeah, that was what the fuck was that?
Can you pull that up again?
Yeah, let
this
me.
Fucking thing. And it was at, I think it was at CPAC, right?
Yes.
Oh my God.
CPAC 2021.
You know what just kind of terrifies me? I used to go to CPAC every year for work.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine the crazy that it might be right now.
Oh.
like even back in the day, very good people, nice people, but they were the hardcores.
Yeah.
They were the hardcores. Like now I can't even imagine with the it's just got to be Trump gear, right? Is that all it's got to be?
I would think so. I don't know. I've never once I've never really went to any of those oh, there it is. To like outside of helping my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've never really went to any political rallies, and like I like America a lot better when they're arguing about football and not fucking politics. Because sometimes they know a little something about football, but fuck, most people don't know shit about politics.
Look at that.
I know.
And you know, is CPAC Christian? Is there some Christian connection there? Because if they are, I think they should rethink what happened.
Yeah. So this one, who knows? I don't know anything about who posted this, but it says evangelists worship the golden calf. So I don't know. I've seen plenty of people that so what the monkey fuck is that BS? that is the golden Trump idol.
Yeah. You know, ain't no warnings in the Bible for doing that exact thing. Not
once.
Not once.
Not once. So, but yeah, so Trump, like he shot himself in the foot by like not. I don't think from a legal standpoint, there's any way you could ever convict Trump of inciting an insurrection, inciting a riot, whatever. Like the Supreme Court ruling on that is like pretty. I mean, it's very, very stringent standards that you have to meet for it to be an incitement, and particularly a political figure, because they have even more leeway because it's political speech. And that being said, yeah, absolutely, he riled that fucking crowd up. Did I think he thought they were going to charge into the Capitol? No, I don't think that was part of the plan. That was Republicans shooting themselves in the foot, whether they were instigated by feds or not, which is debatable.
You know what? I was a little weary on some of those stories, but did you see that video I sent you?
Of the
The
Ray Epps dude.
the guy who was riling up the crowd
Uh-huh.
to tell him to go. Yeah, so you know about this guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
Ray
like,
Epps, he's not been charged with anything, even though he's on multiple videos saying to do exactly what happened the next day.
that was like pretty insightful, I thought.
But the FBI interviewed him, and he said, "I am not an FBI agent." And they said, "Hey, good enough for me, guy." Or I guess that was the January 6th committee that they interviewed him. And he said, "I am not a Fed," and they said, "Sure, you're not Fed. All right, good enough for me."
So the legal team, like, I have
Yeah,
a theory. Maybe Trump is just so untouchable right now that the only legal representation he can get is just like the off the wall lawyers. Maybe like early on they made a lot of money off of one case, but now they're just cruising off of that success, and they're really not that good because it kind
and
of
then the
fell in
rest of
their
them,
lap.
are like Better Call Saul.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like for example, and I don't know what the reasoning is behind this. I'm not sure, but I've thought about it from a lot of different angles, and I can't get my head around this one. So after they raided Mar-a-Lago, you had the whole unsealing of the warrant, and then you had partial unsealing of the affidavit. Then Trump filed a request to install a special master, which just sounds gay, by the way.
this is kind of like, you know what? This is kind of like your murder porn.
Right.
Like,
It's
chicks are into murder porn. Matt's into unprecedented charges. Wow.
So
Do you flick your bean while you read these articles?
every day.
Okay, just checking.
Bean juice everywhere.
Huge.
Yeah. Huge.
That's what he sounded like when he put his seed in the test tube. Okay.
Trump. Huge. Trump. So then the judge goes ahead and grants his request for a special master, and the DOJ and the Trump team both get to submit their choices for a special master. The judge will review them and make her pick, I guess, is how that works.
When you told me this, I thought you were fucking with me.
Yeah.
I was like, no way.
So I forget who the DOJ selected, but they're probably the most partisan, like centrist lefty judge they can find. Like they're going to be super partisan, but also like not super lefty, I would think, but like more like a Merrick Garland kind of. But I don't know. I didn't do much research. The only one that really stood out for me, because they both submitted 2 picks, and one of the picks that the Trump team submitted. Now, remember, God damn it, Brian Franks is on fire today. I'm into soaking the golden Trump calf.
We know all about the soaking.
Soaking, for everybody else who's not familiar, that's where it's a Mormon practice where it's not considered sex if you stick your dick in, but you don't move around. You just put it in and you let it soak.
And you make sure she doesn't sneeze.
Yes, no sneezing.
No.
Better make sure she's not an epileptic, or
No.
she's going to be epileptic and pregnant. So
Make sure she doesn't have the COVID, because those cops will get you.
And probably get excommunicated as well. But hey, I hear the fundamentalist Mormons will take just about anything. What if the golden Trump was made out of the Mormon tablets? that could be a conspiracy theory for later on. We'll dive into that later. So the one pick that was submitted that really stuck out to me, was something, I forget the guy's name. It's really not that important, but it was the guy who signed the warrant, the FISA court warrant. He was a judge in the FISA courts, and he signed the warrant allowing surveillance on Carter Page, who was a member of the Trump campaign. And from that warrant, which was all based off of bullshit, if you remember, it was based off the Steele dossier, where they said, Trump was having hookers piss on a bed and whatnot. It's all a bunch of weird shit that turned out to be not at all true.
I mean, he doesn't like pissing on hookers in Russian beds.
I love a good R. Kelly story. But that one was actually real. Anyhow,
it's the most American thing.
Right.
Pissing on Russian whores that you bought with your capitalistic pig money
to get back at Obama or something like that. Yeah.
That was the theory, to get back. He's doing
something. It was something really stupid, and it turned out to be 100% false. And it also turns out that the FBI agents that submitted the FISA warrant knew at the time when they submitted the FISA warrant that whole dossier was bullshit, but they lied about that to the judge. So that's the one saving grace. But either way, the judge that signed the warrant, which set the whole Russiagate bullshit into motion, is the same person that the Donald Trump team has selected to be a possible candidate for this special master position. What did you make of that?
Well, it was that first theory that they're just really idiot lawyers and didn't do their homework.
Mm-hmm.
Or B, I was like, no matter what happens, if it returns good for him, he won't say anything. If it turns bad for him, he'll just say it's the deep state.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah. I just, it seemed strange, I guess.
It's so fucking weird.
Yeah. I don't, that one.
Are the lawyers tanking him? Like,
there's that too. Like, are they sabotaging him? Like,
it's fucking weird.
Well, like they're coming after truth. This is the thing. Like, I don't care how many crimes this guy allegedly has committed, but you cannot come at him from like 9,000 different angles trying to get something to stick and claim that it's not political.
Right.
So they're coming at him in the state of New York. The state of New York's coming after him for financial fraud crimes through the Trump organization. The state of Georgia's coming after him for the fake for the alternate elector scheme, which they're calling the fake elector scheme, which, tomato, potato, same fucking thing. It was and then like there was here was this article today. Like, Trump was in DC. What's he doing? What is he doing?
I saw they're like, people were getting real hard-ons thinking that he was going to jail. Like, that's what they thought. Their dicks were so hard.
Yeah, when they're hard. Like, what's he doing? He went to, it turns out he went to his golf course, and they're like, but he's not playing golf. And all the Trump organizations out there. It's just like the mob days where it's open ground. You're wearing short sleeve golf shorts, so there's no wires and blah blah. You guys need to stop watching TV. Yeah.
Apparently golf attire is good if you're a snitch. Or no, if you don't want to snitch, then why don't gangsters wear golf attire all the time?
I don't know. Martin Scorsese's been just lying to us this whole time.
Yeah, fucking lying. Jesus.
But yeah, so Trump appointed somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 judges during his term, I believe. Like a lot of them. So
Because
like
he knew January 6th was coming.
but yet of those 200 judges that you could have selected that you knew would be pretty good if it comes down to this whole special master deal, but instead of not a one of those that you selected, you pick the guy that signed off on the FBI warrant that started this whole ball rolling that essentially clogged up his entire first term. Possibly only term, but like 3 years of that, he was not able to do shit because he was under constant investigation.
Is his defense team so smart and they know he's like nailed to the wall on this that's their only way? Is it just genius?
He can't be helping them at all. I mean, like I said, going back to the Andrew Napolitano deal, he's like, you didn't have to say anything, but yet you said it all. Like, you essentially confirmed that you had documents that they were looking for. Your lawyers sent them a letter saying that they sent everything back that they were supposed to. And is the FBI being real petty? Fuck yes, they are. You don't think that Merrick Garland's got an axe to grind after he got fucked out of the Supreme Court? Like, yeah, it all is, and all of these probes, like, there's no way that you can say with a straight face and be telling the truth that it's not political. There's no fucking way.
Matt, it's not political.
Yeah, you're lying out your fucking ass. Yeah, and I truly wish he would just kind of go away. I think there's some decent talent on the Republican bench, and I don't see that the Democrats have much to work with.
Can him and Joe go away?
That would be best, honestly.
Joe had God, his team around him must be fucking idiots or not. Won't think about anything outside their orbit. Mm-hmm. So today they celebrated the Inflation Reduction Act on the day that inflation numbers were coming out. Like, either they're so arrogant or they're so dumb. There's no way. I would have celebrated that 2 weeks before those numbers came out.
Right.
Or that team is so incompetent that they thought the number would be good. I can't figure out which. But, like, he has surrounded himself with some, at least from a PR point of view, they're fucking terrible. They're fucking terrible.
Well, like, his press secretary, like, I truly miss Jen Psaki. Like,
oh, I bet you do, you dirty old man.
She was at least competent at her job. You know, like, she was a giant liar, but that's the job. You lie for the administration. That is literally your job. But she was pretty good at it. Like, she was very good at just like, oh, I'm going to circle back around to that and just moving on.
She's this sassy pants.
This new chick is wow. So Peter Ducey asked her about some tweets that she had back in 2016 and 2018 about Donald Trump stealing an election and Brian Kemp, who is the governor of Georgia, who beat one Stacey Abrams in an election. And she tweeted about how Brian Kemp stole an election. And Peter Ducey asked her if questioning the election results is an extremist position now. Why wasn't it in 2016? And I think 2018 is when the Stacey Abrams race was. Yeah, it had to have been because she's running this year. Yeah, so.
And I hear she's not gaining much enthusiasm behind her.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't.
She was on Star Trek. Did you know? So the new Star Trek, she was on it, and do you know who she was in the show? Like the fucking Can you guess? Just
I don't know Star Trek.
what was her? Okay, what was her job? Do you think?
I'm guessing something important.
She was the leader of like the galaxy. Like she's or was it Earth? Either it was she was the president of Earth, or she was like the leadership of the Starfleet, or something like that. Like something like, oh, we're pushing her for president apparently.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a handful of those just like robots in the Democratic Party that they keep trotting out there that they just really want people to like, and they don't really go anywhere.
Eric Swalwell, like they were
Eric
pushing him
Swalwell,
big time.
Beto O'Rourke,
Oh, Beto.
Stacey Abrams.
Beto is like the lamest dude you knew in high school.
Yeah.
Like he was probably nice to be around, but he's too busy trying to impress everybody. Like he's a dad he's got dad jokes at like 14. You know?
Yeah. Dude, he's what I really like about Mr. O'Rourke is how woke he is and how it's about time. You know, we need a female president. You know, just after me though. after me. Men. Yeah.
Did you say men won again?
Oh, definitely. We because we do. Like that's just what we do. So
about?
I don't even remember. It had something to do with that stupid like that. I cannot wrap my head around like
oh yeah, the lawyer.
All the people you could pick. And that's who, like, my God, it's like that's more mind-boggling than the John Bolton pick as national security advisor. Like that one made no sense, but this one makes even less sense than that. I don't.
If they pick Judge Judy, I wouldn't be more surprised than I would them picking that judge.
I know. Yeah, it's.
What's the least probable thing that'll happen?
The least probable thing,
no,
that
picking that judge.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, literally, which makes me think, man, are they just gonna say, oh, it's rigged, deep state? It's rigged.
That's possible. I kind of want to see Trump running for president from federal prison, though. How funny would that be? Wait, it's happened before. Eugene Debs has ran for president while in prison. You know, the socialist leader back in the early 1900s.
I thought if you're a felon you couldn't run.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how that works, but by the way, coincidentally enough, Quinkadinkly, Eugene Debs, the guy I was talking about, he was a union activist, socialist. He was running for president on the Socialist Party ticket. Was in prison for speaking out against World War I. Was put in jail under the Espionage Act, which they're trying to get Trump on right now. It's all weird how it all comes around. Espionage Act was put into place specifically to jail journalists who spoke out against World War I.
Matt's dick gets so hard when he finds that little obscure law just to bring it right, or that 100 year ago precedent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. What's also, once again, is I know Joe Biden's a shitty president and all, but he doesn't hold a fucking candle to Woodrow Wilson. Worst president in American history. Hands down.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of worse. Well, there is only one who almost got impeached. But Woodrow did some damage.
Woodrow did a lot of damage. He signed got pushed the income tax as a constitutional amendment, which they had to do because the Supreme Court ruled that a national income tax was unconstitutional. So they had to put it in the Constitution. He signed prohibition into the Constitution. He got us into World War I, which fucked up the whole peace process of World War I. Put a shitload of reparations, and he also instituted the Federal Reserve and the coup de grace.
Oh, Rand Paul.
The coup de grace. He signed the Suffrage Act, giving women the right to vote at the federal level, fucking everything up for mankind from here on out. Worst president of our lifetime. Of all lifetimes. Worst president in American history.
Oh, man. Dude, you should, if you're ever on stage live, that bit will kill. If you set it up, men are always winning.
Yeah.
End on that one.
All right. I could do that. I'm fucked it up for all time.
That was good.
Yeah.
When I play Red Dead Redemption and I go into town, there's always a suffragette in town.
Shoot that bitch.
I almost feel bad because I never stop and say hello. I say hello to everybody, but not her. Nope, I don't like politics. No, thank you. Nope.
And it wasn't so much that the women got the right to vote, is that they attached that onto the prohibition movement. So like they went hand in hand, and you're just like, well, of course all the women are going to vote to take away the alcohol because that's the only fun that us men have left.
Because guys night out.
Yeah, I guess we'll go go fish and have a Shirley Temple, I guess.
I guess we'll watch Netflix, the new show you want to watch, and I just
yeah. I mean, I would love another cup of lavender tea. Yes, that's what I would like.
I'm okay. I just don't want to talk.
Speaking of depressing stuff, how was the CSU game?
Holy shit. So it's still amazing to see 100,000 people in one setting.
Because this was at the Big House, correct?
Correct. So I will have to say, on a scale of Bama fans being the nicest, we didn't pay for beer the whole tailgate. We had more beer that they just kept on handing us beer and thanking us for coming out. And on the other side, the fucking Iowa fans who would talk shit from a distance but wouldn't talk shit to your face. Just terrible. I hope Iowa fucking loses every goddamn game. They're just kind of dicks. So in between that, Michigan fans were right in the middle, I'd say. But I only had a little bit of shit talking, and then I had one yelling shit talking. It was obviously a very drunk freshman. Very drunk, who obviously doesn't know that CSU alumni know that we're not good. We don't expect them to win. He yells out the door. He's all hammered. He's like, "This is for you." And
good one.
In my old man,
good one.
In my dad voice, I said, "Good luck with Ohio State, asshole." Silence.
Oh, I'm sure.
Dead silence. So yeah. Other than that, it was fun. It was a good time.
CSU, it seemed like they were better than they were when we were in college, because they were always kind of on the cusp of a bowl game, back when a bowl game still kind of somewhat meant something. But they used
Bradley Van Pelt game.
Yeah, they very few times did they get just blown out. Like they usually like made it a pretty fair game. You know, it was fun to watch. I enjoyed our time at CSU.
Well,
But
and
like,
plus they didn't play these big programs back in the day.
no, and then yeah, like once we got out, I was just like, God, we really weren't that good. But like we weren't that bad either. Like for being there, like it was fun, and the whole experience was like I enjoyed it. Hughes Stadium was a good time. The student section was fucking rowdy. It was awesome, but we just weren't that good, and like we didn't. Like if we made a bowl game, that was awesome. If we won the bowl game, fuck yeah, that was a good year.
We are
And
entering we're entering like Appalachian State territory without beating, top 10 teams. They're getting bad.
Yeah, it's they're just not, and college football is in a weird spot right now. Like it's essentially just it's the Big Ten and the SEC. That's about it, really. I mean, the Pac-12, nothing there.
Know? Ever since they started getting paid for commercials and their likeness, I want to know what the top 10 biggest earners are right now.
Oh, I know.
And what they're making. I'd be curious.
It'll be, dude, I bet you SMU here in the next like 5 years is going to be like a powerhouse.
Dude, those Methodists pour out the cash, bro.
Dude, they got some
potluck money.
Yeah. Brian, what about them Longhorns? I haven't heard much out of the Longhorns since Vince Young, really?
Vince Young right.
That possibly the greatest national championship game of all time, that when Vince Young went the fuck off, that was awesome to watch.
Absolutely amazing in college.
Yeah. And he had a couple years in the NFL where he was like right there.
I don't know, dude. I thought he had some shitty stats.
Well, I think his rookie year, like, it was kind of a mixed bag, but it was kind of like, I don't know, like Cam Newton. When he was on, but like when he was bad, he was really bad. I don't know, but he was fucking awesome in college, though. Yeah, I don't know enough about college football anymore with like the way they've shuffled up the conferences and shit, and now like I hate to say it, but like some of those like those old diehards back when they were debating whether or not to even have the playoff, they were 100% right when they're like, it's gonna make the bowl system just obsolete and useless, and fuck if they weren't right on that.
So Vince Young had 6 seasons.
6 seasons?
Yeah. Like I think Cam's had a better career, but yeah, it's amazing, dude.
Well, it's crazy how some of those just like stud quarterbacks in colleges don't pan out in the NFL. Like Mariota, I mean, he's still around, but like, what's he done?
He's starting.
I know, but like, he's not gonna do anything.
Dude, the Hawaiian Wonder's gonna take it over.
I always liked him. It'd be cool, but I don't see it. I don't know, but.
Are you still a Packers fan?
I don't mind him. Aaron
Rodgers, like, at first I was like, oh, I like this guy, but he's fucking weird.
He's real weird.
He's a weird dude.
I don't know what to think on that guy.
Has he just been fucking supermodel so long that he's gone nuts? He's just
there was some I forget where I heard it. So they like mentioned something about him being like asexual, which, I mean, I don't know what that means. I guess
I don't either.
Just don't have sex, or you don't. I don't know. No, because that'd just be celibate, wouldn't it? Like,
yeah.
So asexual, like,
He reproduces by cloning.
I mean, he's probably got enough money to do that by now, but yeah, I don't know that.
Call the Dawn. I know exactly the place to go to put your splooge in a tube.
I'm the best at asexual. Some say the best in the world.
Tremendous technique.
I don't know. I don't do the sex, but if I did, you'd know it.
Videotapes galore.
Everybody says, "Wow, look at the Don. What a dick."
God, Mr. Mushroom. Ugh. And I've seen enough porn. I know exactly what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, and every time I think of Donald Trump, I just think of that mushroom looking dick.
Oh, there was a meme that went around, and it was like somebody had picked a carrot that had like, it looked like from the waist down, like just bare human form, but all carrot colored, so it was like 2 legs and a cock and balls. It was a really weird looking carrot, and then they just like photoshopped Trump from the waist up on top of it. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So I heard today, because I did some reading on during lunch, the Russian war, and apparently the Ukrainians are taking back some land. Like the longer this goes on, whether it's half truth or not, the Russians, it's like the 1980s all over again. They're this giant empire that everybody's afraid of, but when they're in action, you see like how hollow the whole fucking thing is.
Yeah. It's and once again, like, you can't trust anything you're hearing coming out of Ukraine from either side, because it's just nothing but nonstop propaganda.
There's little tidbits though.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I think they're in trouble is because what is that group of mercenaries? The Wagner group.
Yeah.
They're even saying like they're having a hard time replenishing their numbers, and so they're like hiring convicts.
I believe that.
Holy shit. Yeah.
But also on the others, like, they still haven't like fully mobilized against Ukraine yet either. So like they don't get me wrong, they're putting a lot of troops and weaponry in there, but they've got a lot more they can throw at it too. So like, I don't know, man. It's
I don't either.
So there was a couple of guys that I listened to that, and it seems like this is probably a little more accurate. Like Zelensky is he's talking about taking back the entirety of Ukraine. That's not going to fucking happen. Like, Russia ain't giving up Crimea. You can fuck off with that. It just ain't happening. And they're probably not going to give up the Donbass, but I think what this was like, the Russians were like kind of holding up a little bit in the north, but they didn't really want that area. They wanted the Donbass and Crimea for the natural gas and the oil, and then for the warm water port. Like, that's essentially what they wanted. They'll probably try to take more, but they were holding up in the north and the east, but really what they wanted was in the south and the east. And so when they made their rapid withdrawal, and they say it's like that's the other thing. It's like the fucking propaganda. It's like, can you tone it down a little bit? Because they're like, is this the greatest counteroffensive since World War II? No, it's not.
Like,
no.
I mean, just I've been listening to World War II documentaries a lot lately. It's just the sheer number of bodies compared to what the body count is over a couple months. Like, no, not even close.
Yeah, well, what about the Tet Offensive in 1968, which essentially like broke the will of the American public?
Even though it wasn't even like strategically, they batted it down.
Oh yeah, like strategically it was a failure, but like as the overall goal, it was just like like American public's like, where did they keep fucking coming from? You know, like.
Well, and that was creepy too because they infiltrated the whole country and set off attacks. And I think they had like something crazy, like 50 different sites. I don't know. Like it was.
Oh
just,
yeah,
it was crazy.
it was all through the South, and they lost. I want to say like 150,000 troops in that Tet Offensive. I mean, like way more than we did, but like everybody on the ground was like, how long are we going to keep doing this? Because all we're doing is creating more enemies the longer we're here, and there's no winning. And I think that's probably what like Russia's starting to. I mean, they went to it just as naive as we did going into Iraq. The Ukrainians are going to greet us as liberators.
Well,
they're going to shoot at your ass.
The one thing I thought that was encouraging, apparently there was like, I don't know, it sounded like legislatures in Russia had signed some letter saying that this is crazy, the war is crazy, and they were fined, what was it, like 5,000 rubles, which is $800 or some shit like that. So yeah.
Yeah. And Russia's weird in general because like Putin's not the craziest guy there. He's not even close.
They do pound out some gnarly army propaganda though.
Oh dude, it's the Russians are the best villains, dude. They are just the best villains. they just real. I don't know. You almost have to like tip your hat to him. Just like crazy bastards, you know.
Russia,
like you crazy
Russia,
bastards.
where the men are men and so are the women.
Yeah, because it's communism. We're all the same. Yeah, they're fucking Russia. What did you see the deal? Like one of their top, I can't remember if he was like an energy minister or a military.
He did a blue duck.
He died from falling out a hospital window.
An old,
the old Russian fall out the hospital window gag. Gets him every time.
When I heard that, all I could think of Blue Duck is I pictured him turning around and saying, "An old woman taught me how to fly," and he jumps out the window.
I think our football gambling picks is going to be called Blue Ducks football picks.
Blue Ducks.
Let's gamble. Let's gamble.
Come on, let's gamble. Fuck it. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. Oh fuck, dude. It was yeah. What oh, and then that was another one I was gonna along the Russia lines because looking back through history and seeing what Armenia and Azerbaijan report 99 troops killed in border clash. So all right, here we go. Fighting on the border between Armenia and Azerbaijan killed about 100 troops Tuesday as attacks on both sides fed fears of broader hostilities breaking out between longtime adversaries. Armenia said at least 49 of its soldiers were killed, and Azerbaijan said it had lost 50. I'm guarantee you Armenia released their numbers first, and Azerbaijan was like, oh, you lost 49? Well, you lost 50, motherfucker.
Right. This is a pissing match.
Yeah, the fighting erupted minutes after midnight with Azerbaijani forces unleashing an artillery barrage and drone attacks in many sections of Armenian territory, according to Armenia's defense minister. Said shelling grew less intense during the day, but Azerbaijani troops were trying to advance into Armenian territory.
World War I, anybody?
Right. Yeah. I guarantee you every motherfucker in Armenia is like, not this time, motherfucker. Anybody who's not familiar with history,
the genocide.
Yeah, Armenian genocide. How many did they because that was the Austro-Hungarians, right?
Yes.
Or was that the Turks?
Turks, sorry. That was
Turks.
Yes, that was the Turks.
It was what, like 2 million Armenians they genocided or some shit like that?
Something fucking crazy. Like They were the opening act to the Holocaust.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're just bringing it right back around.
I'd
Right to
tell
where
you
it all
that
started.
in the conservative realm of campaigns, those Armenian genocide people are super dedicated to the cause. Like they
Oh,
want a candidate on the record basically saying "fuck you, Turkey."
oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah. They're every bit as like they got as every bit of a long memory as the Jews do. Like
yes.
they don't forget.
Well, and their problem is it's not like nobody knows about it. Everybody knows the Holocaust.
Right.
Nobody knows about that shit.
Some might say, not me, some might say that everybody knows about the Holocaust because the Jews control the media, but I don't say that. Some have said that.
joke, Mr. ISS or fucking
NSA
man.
agent. Yeah. Hey,
Joke.
FBI, that was a joke. Every 3-letter or 4-letter agency out there. Yeah, we'll throw the 5-letter agencies out there too. That was a joke. This is a comedy podcast. Let's see. Armenian genocide was
Hillary. We did not make a joke about you or the Clintons.
Hill Dog. Hill
Dog.
Dog. Bring it back. Just pump the brakes. 600,000 to 1.5 million, somewhere in that range. So
like those are ballpark numbers.
Solid numbers. As far as genocides go.
Right.
Let's see. Well, let's see what Rwanda was, because that was another bad one. Rwanda. That one was 491 to 800,000. So that was a pretty respectable genocide in its own right.
Man, we're just talking about dead people tonight.
I know it. Started with the Queen, went straight to the genocides.
Right.
Straight to the genocides. What the really funny part about this Armenian deal, if there is a funny part, is like Russia is like the diplomat in that situation. They're like, hey, you two, calm your shit. We got other problems.
You know where else they're the basically the in between person?
It's between India and China.
And us, the U.S. and Iran.
Yeah,
Russia is the like mediator.
Right. And this it's all so fucking stupid because like we're not going to talk to each other, us and Russia, over Ukraine, but we'll talk to each other when we're trying to talk shit on Iran.
Right. They'll be partial enough. We felt it's a total Donald Trump legal team situation. Oh no! Well, pick that judge.
Yeah, and it's funny watching how like the sanctions, right when you think they're not gonna do a goddamn thing, then like it hits somewhere else where like now they can't get parts for their artillery and shit. Like they're buying missiles and shit from North Korea.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, but in the meantime, they are like double fucking us on the oil ship because even though all of us Western countries, NATO countries, we're not except for all of Europe. We're not buying Russian oil, so Russia just sells the oil to Saudi Arabia and the UAE and India, and they in turn sell it back to us at a higher price.
And you know what? Fuck Germany. I'm sorry. God, like I feel like they were they pretty big promoters in defending Ukraine? I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
But yet, like now, even the president of Ukraine's like, get your shit together, Germany. Like, send us stuff. Mm-hmm. And Germany's like walking that fine line because they need that sweet old energy.
Oh well, that's also one of the funny things, which I respected Putin for this because like the EU is like, you know what, we're gonna put a price cap on Russian oil. We're not gonna pay any more than this level, and Putin just goes, okay, off. Fuck you. And I'm just like, it's your own goddamn fault, Europe.
Do you think Putin has like a little lever at his desk?
I would.
Pipeline off?
Wouldn't you? If you were in, I wouldn't have it a lever though. I'd have it like I'd have it as a like one of those little, like you flick it and be like a ball sack or something, but it just went just like spun over and over.
I mean, he's gonna have to if the Russians are gonna live up to their being just the greatest villains.
Yeah,
he would have to.
And then Germany is like, this winter are gonna be pretty tough, but we're still gonna go ahead and shut down this nuclear reactor because Green New Deal and stuff.
I love the
climate change
and gifts you send me about like Germany building up their army again.
I mean, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Last 2 times they built up a substantial military. Hasn't turned out well for the world.
So what you're saying is, shame on me, or no, fool me once, shame on me.
Mm-hmm.
Fool me twice, shame on. No. God. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times.
Yet. No, that's Russian. It'd be 9. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be a good time. Just be like, I got to reading the old George Washington farewell address, and you know what? He was kind of right. Let's bring it on home. Let's put all, make sure nobody's gonna fucking attack us. And if they do, they're not gonna get very far. But then like Germany, Russia, Armenia, Turkey. Have fun, fellas. Let me know who's in charge when the dust settles.
The dealer.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm
out.
Yeah, because I'm no pacifist. I think if we're gonna go fuck something up, let's fuck it up right. But like I don't see any winning in that deal. I'm just like, let's pump our own oil over here. Let's build some refineries over here so we can just keep chugging along like as if nothing else has happened. They can nuke themselves for all that matters. I don't give a fuck.
Matt, you would have to quit your day job as a cowboy, and become a worker in a phone manufacturing.
Oh man.
Yep.
See, that's one good thing about being like mostly feral for my adult life.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly hireable for most positions.
Does not play well with others.
I don't do well in corporate environments.
Can't stop from taking his penis out.
I shit on company time.
I masturbate on company time.
I brag about both on company time.
Upper deckers are bathroom time.
Only when Tim's involved.
Well, Tim. Tim isn't listening anymore. What?
I don't know. Fuck no. That old fuck went to bed. He had a Murder, She Wrote on the TV, and we watching us on his phone, and then he fell asleep, and Les is like throwing popcorn in his mouth.
I feel like Tim falling off a bike would be very much like Joe Biden when he fell off, kind of like a slow motion fall.
Just
yeah, and he kind of just like the fall comes out of nowhere. He looks stable, but it comes out of nowhere.
Nice. Let's call that for like there's been, it's funny. Like, there's been a lot of shit happen, but it's all the same shit since the last time we talked. Like, it's all the
rerun.
Yeah. Like I said, Donald Trump is just the fucking Jerry Garcia of the political world. He plays the hits, but he plays from the hip too. So it's the same song, but the minor addition over here or there, and yeah, I mean, how long before Joe Biden like starts saying some really like subtly racist shit because the dementia has just set in too far,
Oh, I think give him another year. Maybe
Oh.
You know what? Maybe it'll be his last year in office or the last 6 months because he knows he's on his way out and he just does not give a shit. Coupled with being senile.
Oh, okay. So this will be a good one. So it'll be a good way to taper off here, and it'll be a good lead in for what I want to do for the Patreon because I'm serious about this this football betting deal. I think it'll be fun. So we'll on the Patreon side we'll pull up like the lines for all next week, and we'll go over them and I'll make my picks. But does Joe Biden serve out the full 4 years?
Oh yeah, they got drugs that make your dick hard now.
I think you're right. Does he run for re-election?
Oh my God. Yes. But then
I think
he might be murdered by the Clintons. So no, he doesn't finish it out.
See, I don't. I've been wrong on Biden this whole time, so my gut says no. And since I've been wrong on Biden this whole time,
He's gonna run.
Yeah, I think he's gonna run. But I think it might be contested.
Can you imagine that shit?
I think it's gonna be a trifecta, amigo.
Oh yeah.
Trump,
who's
Biden,
running?
Hill dog.
Oh man, God, I'll lose faith in our democratic republic.
Okay, so
Fuck. No.
all right. Who is in the top slot? Or let's say Biden steps aside for health reasons or just decides not to run for a second term. Who runs as a Democrat? Or I mean, who gets the nomination? I should say.
Oh, okay.
Because there's going to be a huge field.
There's no way. I thought if on election day, if you said that, I'd say Kamala. I feel like she's like shit in the bed.
Oh God, how is she so bad at talking in front of a camera?
I don't know.
I don't get it. That's another one I just can't wrap my head around.
Or just like talking in front of people. Period. I mean, she was a lawyer, right?
Right. She was the fucking attorney general of California.
Well, and I get too. There's like lawyers. There's certain lawyers are really good in a court, and some are good litigators and all that. But if you're a DA, like,
dude, you know what I think it was, and because if you go back, because I can remember. Like there were people that were actually worried about Kamala Harris as like being the nominee. Like Republicans were kind of worried, and she was pretty articulate. I remember like she had her like fucking Spartacus moment, just like Cory Booker in the Senate.
Oh yeah.
But remember Tulsi Gabbard wrecked her shit in that debate, and I don't think she's ever recovered from it.
She was wounded by Tulsi.
Yeah, I think so. Huh. And I don't know. I mean, we started with talking shit on the Queen, and we'll end it with our Hawaiian Queen. Yeah, our Hawaiian Queen just wrecking the VP. So
I love you, Tulsi. I love you.
Dude, I would vote for Tulsi in a heartbeat. I don't agree with her a lot on a lot of her policy, but I think she's
at least it's honest.
I think she's principled. And I think she truly like wants America to do good,
Right.
just for America and not for her own pocketbook.
Sarah
And it does,
Palin.
and it doesn't hurt that she is easy on the eyes.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. So anyway, Tulsi Gabbard's pretty rad. The Queen, not so much, but doesn't matter anymore. She's fucking dead. So should be the whole monarchy. But I don't care. That's not my country. Do your own thing, and I'll make fun of you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Move your ass. We're burning dead.
Fuck you, Iowa fans.
Fuck Iowa. It's not even a real place.
Oh, they're just dicks.
Your eyes up in the morning, beneath the stars so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horse is kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. We'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. In the saddle till the job's done right. Burning daylight. Well, life is just a gather, and you won't catch 'em all. But when you ride through the gate, make sure you sit up tall. I can see the horizon, it's looking pretty bright. Well, get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight. Burning daylight. Burning daylight. In the saddle till the job's